I don't believe Islam can reform itself. I don't believe in the reformability of Islam. I believe in the reformability of the thinking of Muslims. That's how it is. You cannot screw the Quran until it will fit to our time, but you can convince people that these verses of the Quran, the good ones and the bad ones, are to be read in the context of the 7th century. Before doing that, we have to forget the idea that Quran is the last word of God sent to the human beings. This is the serious problem of the Quran, not what is written in the Quran, but the position of the Quran in our today's society. Just like Muhammad, it's not what he said or did back then, but the power he is having today as a role model. And if we can put those two things aside, Muhammad and the Quran, to bury them back into the age they belong to, then we can talk about the reformability of thinking. Then we can interpret the verses in a modern way. But as long as they are from God, who am I, who are you, to come and screw and correct God? I cannot consider a person to be a role model who was married to 9 women at the same time. I cannot have a person as a role model who was executing hundreds of war prisoners who surrendered to him in the same day. I cannot have somebody as a role model who married a 6-year-old girl while he was over 50 years old. And he and his community were living from wars, were living from the tax that he was imposing on unbelievers. He was living from assaulting the tribes' caravans moving between Mecca and Syria.